So we've got this wonderful pork loin, and we're going to cook this sous vide, but we're going to brown it off first. So a little bit of salt and pepper to give it a good seasoning whilst that pan's getting hot. And this is the pork loin. We've got this at Aldi, I think. It's a great way of cooking the pork, not only for day of, but also a piece of pork this size, you can use for sandwiches for the rest of the week. So in that really hot pan, I'm just going to put the pork in and begin that searing. The temptation is always to move it around, just let it do its thing. You'll get a nice sear on there. And these were herbs I just picked from the garden. Got a real mix. We got some sage, some oregano, some thyme, these little bits of fennel, and some dill seeds, and there's a little bit of rosemary in there as well. So I'm just going to give that a really rough chop. You can see a few stalks in there. I've removed those, place those to one side, and just chop through whilst that pork is searing on all sides. And the fragrance coming off of those herbs is amazing. So then we put the pork on this roasting tray, just get any of the last juices out that are in the pan, give that a quick scrape, and then I'm just going to begin turning it in the herbs. I'm using the tongs initially, but I actually get to a point where it's far easier just to dive in with your hands, and it's not that hot that it's going to burn them. What I want to do, the sort of aim here, is to get every surface of the pork covered with that beautiful herb mixture, and that's going to really flavour it as it cooks, but also then afterwards, as you slice, each slice will have a mixture of those herbs from the garden on it. So that's going to go into a vacuum bag. And there's two schools of thought on this, whether you sear it ahead of time before you cook it sous vide, or whether you sear it afterwards. I like it this way because it's far less likely to dry out. So it's going into the bag and into a water bath, and we're going to cook this at 140 degrees Fahrenheit for approximately 4.5 hours. As that's almost getting ready, I'm going to make some mashed potatoes. So chop up the potatoes, get those boiling. Once they're boiled, they'll drain. Leave them to stand for a good 10-15 minutes, and then we're going to incorporate with some melted butter. So a stick of butter here. What I'm adding is some nutmeg. This is a really nice spice to add to any mashed potato. Some pepper. It is black pepper. If you had white pepper, it's kind of better because you can't really see it. I'm also going to slice some shallots. This isn't going to be for the mashed potato. This is going to be for some of the Swiss chard that we're going to cook with the dish. Again, grown in the garden this year, and it's literally just been picked. So we're just going through and giving it a good wash, so we don't have to worry too much. There's no pesticides or anything used in our garden. And then I'm going to start by cooking the shallot along with the stalks. We really like the stalks of the Swiss chard. Once they've cooked down for 2 or 3 minutes, then we're going to add the leaves. This is the juices. Once we've pulled the pork out, we drained it, and the pork is resting. And then those juices, I've added some whole grain mustard, and then we're adding some sour cream over some heat. Just going to whisk that in, and then we're going to let that just slowly reduce. That's going to make a really delicious tangy sauce to go with the pork. So that's that wonderful mashed potato with lots and lots of butter. I'm going to put that on each plate, and then slice that beautiful pork. Now this first slice, as it comes off, it looks like, oh, I may have overcooked it a bit, and I think that's just because that was on the end, so when I was searing it, that got a little bit more well done. But when you look now at each of those slices that go in, that beautiful, very, very pale pink colour, and they've got plenty of moisture left in, lots and lots of juices. So then we're going to place that on the plate, on the mashed potato, 2 or 3 slices per person, and then that's that lovely sauce reduction, which was the juices from the cooking along with the whole grain mustard and whisked in some delicious sour cream. Thanks for watching.